afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, here off-site, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Samoski winter between the south. We got Fredbrik fighting here for Germany, Deutschland. Fighting here for the 6th Panzergrenadier Division. Let's make that the 3rd. Versus the north, we got Alastor fighting for the Soviet Union. For the 1st Guards Mechanized Corps, breaching through the German lines. Only the 3rd Panzergrenadier Division can stop them. And we've got here Encirclement, Mechanized Assault, and Storm Doctrine. Certainly a slightly unusual combination. I mean, Mechanized Assault, usual, but Encirclement, Storm, less so. Bulletins, Mines, Infantry, and Panzerfaust versus Alastor's Mechanized Support, Lend-Lease, and Shot Rifle. A lot more commonly used doctrines, obviously, ISUs. M4C Shermans, and of course IS-2s, Shock Troopers, and the KV-8, plus of course the Incendiary Barrage. We got conscript start there. For Alastor, for Fredbrik, we got Grenadiers, MD-42, no double Pioneers, thus the time to get up the Grenadiers faster. Even then, of course, by the time he does have 1 Grenadier squad out, his opponent's got 2 conscript squads with a 3rd on the way. So going down here, points here with the MD-42. Grenadiers here going for the cut-off points. We can see sort of Fredbrik is spreading out. It looks like though he's trying to focus around the point. In fact, he's wiring off here, trying to make it more difficult. The problem is it doesn't usually prevent entrance. For the most part, what it does is makes it difficult to get out there if he's sort of got low on health there. Grenadiers been caught out there by the conscripts overall. This push here by Fredbrik has been frustrated then very quickly by Alastor. Grenadiers, they're already slightly low on health. And the conscripts pretty much didn't suffer any damage. I mean, Yuri got a scraped knee and that's about it. My knee, shut up, Yuri. No one cares about your knee. People get shot every day. No one gives a damn about your knee. Grenadiers versus conscripts. Light cover here versus no cover, but overall, conscripts are too far away. They could just get to the church. That really didn't work out that well for Fredbrik. 2nd Grenadier squad. Points here being grabbed. The fuel being secured by the panic. Oh! Fredbrik moved a bit too fast, Fredbrik, 9. Scheiße. Looks like Fredbrik wasn't paying attention either, just insult to injury. Then there you go, countries moving up. In this case, the Pioneers getting again. The Bartway doesn't prevent them from entering. All it does is prevent them from exiting if they get low enough in numbers. So it's sort of more of a trap more than an actual barrier. Conscious reasoning about the Grenadiers' position being slowly compromised. They're going to have to fall back there towards the MU-42. We got a 3rd Grenadier squad there for Fredbrik. Alastor is floating a bit of resource. They could go for 4th country squad. Could try and take up for something. Could go additional years, then take up. I mean, there's a few directions here Alastor could go for, but certainly floating a bit of manpower there in the early game is generally not the best one. But Fredbrik there pushing forward. The Grenadiers concept being overwhelmed by MD-42 fire Pioneers here, while the Grenadiers just keep the Russians from pushing too far ahead there. MD-4 chop close. It does have a chance versus the conscripts, and there go down to half health. Pioneers sneaking up here further, moving up, denying the house there. 4th country squad finally on the way there for Alastor, and the Grenadiers arrive for Fredbrik. He could in this very moment choose to take up and go ahead for Deutschland. MD-42 shifting positions here, going for the MD-42 covering the cut-off point. And Grenadiers moving up and set to frustrate the conscripts. And do we have any Molotovs here for this time? I mean, on a map like Samoski, where there's a lot of buildings, a lot of closer quarters, Molotovs can work out quite nice and make it much harder for your opponent to use the buildings or any of the cover. So there we go, Molotovs is on the way there. Sharp move by Alastor. Though against the Wehrmacht player, personally I would go for 3 conscripts, then research Molotovs, then the 4th conscript squad actually. Since again, versus a Wehrmacht player, you're generally always going to get, have a need to use the Molotovs due to the more static defensive nature. So a Molotov there, for example, in the early game tends to pay off quite well versus the Wehrmacht.
Now you can use Molotovs to burn.
Also noting here, Alastor had prepared sandbags around its car point, but in this case, Fredbrik quickly wired off. Now he actually can use the sandbags, but Alastor cannot. Nasty little move there by Fredbrik. Comes with there, taking minor losses down to 2 men. Grenadiers sneaking up here, we got Grenadiers sneaking about, and they got MD-42 there. Almost wiped out already though. There we go. Molotov from Alastor. Good work there, good work. And Flamethrower Pioneers here versus conscripts, but at the same time the Pioneers being surrounded here by more conscripts. And Grenadiers here. A bit of chaos in the center, though. We also got a bit of movement here in the west. Engineers with Flamethrower versus Grenadiers, and Ludwig catches on fire. His hidden stash of schnapps bursting into flames under the intense heat and pressure. Fredbrik has taken up, but he's yet to build up anything from it because his Pioneers are busy at the front line dealing with the Russians. Also, Mortar up here providing a bit of light artillery support there for Fredbrik and the Wehrmacht. The engineers being pushed back by grenadiers. Conscripts there standing about. And back here, MD42 reinforcing. Oh, still only taking up there. Slight delay tier 2. But again, there's the Russians. If you can also control the fuel points, these leads not too bad. At this point, versus the Americans, this would probably been a lot less of a grand start there for Fredbrik. But still, he's got sort of a nice chunk of the map there. Alastor has been pushed out of the village proper. And there we go. Petrov shattered by a mortar round. No one could tell him apart again. More mortar hits there landing, and now the deadly hit there from the Granatenwerfer. German mortar crews one noticed as being quite good at hitting their targets. No fun fact there. And we got Alastor going for Lend-Lease, calling up the Dushka heavy machine gun, which they would actually use for quite a long time. In fact, I think they still use it to an extent, though they do have a more modern replacement for it. It's basically the Russian equivalent of a 50 cal machine gun, basically. And that one is still seeing usage as well. Canadians being pushed back by conscripts. Up north here, we got Canadians being pushed back here by conscripts. Mortar shifting back, MD42 covering here. Basically still yet to get up the lighter mechanized company here. He's got no Panzer Grenadiers, nothing to help stall things up. I mean, he could go for encirclement, call up a stormtrooper squad, for example, or I don't know. Oh, someone active besides me went for encirclement, and there we go. We got stormtroopers infiltrating and appearing behind enemy lines, and the Germans were quite keen on infiltration tactics, though so were the Russians. And there we go. We got the Sturmgewehrs on the way here for the stormtroopers. Dimitri dead. Dushka there firing away at the stormtroopers. 50 caliber fire breaking through the wooden walls there of the house. Alright men, we fall back and we set up an ambush. And then we shoot them to bits up close. They'll never see it coming. Literally. But they might see it coming, but then they'll die. There we go, Grenadiers flanking, but this case getting caught here. Dushka nice in position to deal with that, but that at the same time leaves an opening for the stormtroopers to flank in, maybe. A quick sprint here, since he does have encirclement here. And sprint is one of those slight advantages there of, well, encirclement, since it gives your troops basically roughly the same ability the conscripts get with their oorah, and that's not really something bad at all. Engineers, conscripts there, mortar still standing back, MD42 covering the centre as well here. Alastor getting ready for another assault here against the fascists. Grenadiers have been slightly pushed back by engineers, conscripts following up. Here we got units here sneaking up, setting up around the fuel point. Mortar getting closer to the cemetery, to the graveyard. And Unteroffizier Ludwig's men fall back. Oh well, but the Russians. Storms here by waiting here by the cover point, not by way of bad position for an ambush due to the build. It's pretty much negative cover there, so they tried to go for it. He could just open up close here with a tactical advance and pretty much wipe them out. But there we go, Storms advancing, using a bit of the cover there, sort of not just, of course, take cover while it, but of course, never mind, gets it off here. But in this case, though, much to his benefit, the Dushka was trying to grab the point there. It's nice if you rush into the building, if you can time it correctly, you could pop a bun grenade there and could wipe it up before it sets up there. Right there, when a heavy machine gun sets up in the building, that's a bit of a vulnerable spot. This is, it can't just get out right away. So right there, bun grenade took out the entire thing, wiping out a 300 manpower heavy machine gun crew there. That is pretty much value for money there for Fredbrik, and Stormtroopers there almost veterans who won. So, I mean, they're 340 manpower with 100 munitions, assault rifles, obviously. I mean, that's a lot of munitions, but I would say already just taking out the heavy machine gun, they're closer than paid themselves in. Pioneers advancing there, charging forwards. Another heavy machine gun out there for Alastor, and the First Guards Mechanized Corps. Points have been grabbed, and we got a 222 on the way here for Fredbrik. Medic bunker as well here. It's a bit of light reconnaissance there. Down south, Storms here pushing back our conscript squad, gaining veterans one as well. And a bunch of Russian corpses to take novelty photographs in front of. Hey, Fritz, look at this. I'm standing atop of his corpse. Surely history will not look poorly upon us for this. Because they're being fired at by the MD42. And there we go. 2-2 rolling up. Grenadiers moving forwards. Medic bunker ups to going up. Otherwise, he could have added a light machine gun here. And there we go. Country against the Grenadiers here. Dushka following up support. The Grenadiers will not last long in this storm of fire. Of course, at the same time, the 2-2 could cause a bit of problem there. Mortar fire raining down here. We do have tech up here, so it's going straight for the tank return command here. He might, of course, been tempted to play straight for the M4C Sherman, but that's obviously not going to work in the current conditions. So T70 here, maybe a half track could work out nicely. In fact, he's got the resources for an AA half track. which could deal with the 2-2, but also murder the infantry quite nicely. Of course, he might want to save the munitions then for supply drop. Then again, he'd probably save about the same amount of munitions he can call in by going for the AA half track. That's sort of the funny thing there.
The enemy is taking our territory.
It's moving up here, setting up around the cutoff point there. Alastor might want to shift to sort of pushing more through here instead of just here, where again, Fredbrik is very much sort of well positioned. Comes support there, encountering a lot of angry Germans and a lot of angry German guns, and the result is a very swift retreat there. Tank with tank command done. Can get a T-70. Could of course also go for the A half track. But likely it is the T-70 light tank here. Ever popular. Right now, we also could benefit Fredbrik, besides taking up right now. I mean, taking up right now would be excellent, but would also be a half track that would allow him to reinforce his units at the front line machine gun, but also the stormtroopers. Plus, it could then ferry them about. They're using the half track to quickly get from hotspot to hotspot. And then, of course, you could easily get close with them, pop a tactical advance, and if they take any damage, the half track quickly reinforce. In this case, they're setting up an ambush there in the ditch. At least trying to hit. There we go. Alright, guys, if anyone asks, we are not Germans with assault rifles. We are not here to kill any Russians. Send me shoots them once they turn our back to us. Got it? Jawohl.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Modify there on the conscripts. Two falling back. They're almost knocked out. Canadians falling back as well. Hit back at base. We got the support core going up there for Fredbrik. I mean, he could go for the Panther 4 here on Ostwind. I suppose Duke would also be a quite decent choice here. By the way, we got the T-70 out there for Alastor. Modify laying down in the conscripts. And Stormtroopers are pushing forwards. And there we go, T-70 light tank arrives. 45-minute gun there, signing off. Coaxial machine gun joining in as well there. Stormtroopers very lucky there. Suffering only one loss there on the retreat. And Fredbrik goes for the Ostwind response to this. Of course, also gone for the Stug, but he decides the Flak Panzer is the appropriate choice here. The Ostwind has actually seen a bit of a surge in popularity again as of late. I'm seeing more sort of Wehrmacht players daring to go for the Ostwind, where for a long period of time, just most people never touched it. It's not like it's gotten any better, but I suppose people sort of realise there is some usage to it, though. Even then, it's still not like the best thing ever. Rough grenade against the Dushka. But losing the MG42 is actually bad news. That's going to give Alastor more methods to control Fredbrik's infantry, and of course deny Fredbrik his methods for controlling Alastor's infantry. So that's going to be a bit of a headache there. Ostwind almost done there. Stormtroopers reinforcing, healing up. Grenadiers as well, and of course the mortar coup. Dushka retreating, MG42 retreating, good sensible choice there. And we've got here anti-tank grenades on the way to help control vehicles and armour. And there we go, Flak Panzer out there, the Ostwind. 1 of 3 based on the Panzer IV chassis that actually saw usage. I believe there was also one called the Kugelblitz, but that never really saw any action. And the one that saw most production of those 3 Flak Panzers based on the Panzer IV was the Möbelwagen, which saw about, I think, over 100 sort of made. It was sort of like a flak half-track, except big, and the turret had the sort of sides falling down there, but it could then either have a flak feeling or get the 30mm flak. We got Telemans going down there for Fredbrik to catch up enemy vehicles and armour. Fuel drops in there. This one, of course, Fredbrik's probably got an idea there what Alastor's playing at, and that's going to be the M-chairs there, the M4C Shermans.
Anti-tank gun is ready for action.
Comes down to 5 from the 2-2. Pioneers moving as well here. Going for the harassment here as well, but it's the fuel pump. But there you go. Flak Panzer to the rescue. Having already gotten 5 kills, not bad. Though, of course, the trick to at least getting more out of the Ostwind is not to move it. We're thinking about, you know, Wehrmacht or Command West and Third vehicles is they're a lot less accurate on the move, mostly. I mean, the Third M4C German also has a, actually, you know, less penalty there on the move. But for the Germans and the sort of East Soviets, it's all about, you know, stop, shoot, and move. But it is flanking in. Oh, right behind the Dushka. Nice play there by Fredbrik. Nice play. T-70 here was the 2-2 almost taking out there. Main gun down. And that's going to go down, I think. Ostwind moving up. There we go. Ostwind takes it out. T-70 needs to get out of there. And Alastor is closing in on the M4C. Comes there. Being pushed back here, but the gunners again. The nice flank here really worked out nice for Fredbrik, sneaking up behind Alastor's troops. Very good work there. Flak Panzer need a bit of repairs. He could probably go for Stug next. Of course, the Panzer IV. I mean, he's not exactly in any huge immediate armoured threat there from Alastor and the 1st Guards Mechanized Corps. Field gun moving up here. Alastor upgrading his threat dealing capability here to deal with the Ostman as well. Otherwise, he's quite sort of capable now of dealing with infantry to an extent. Of course, the Stormtroopers are ever a threat here due to the assault rifles and, of course, tactical advance. Do not underestimate tactical advance. Excellent ability under the right conditions.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Comes down to fire, and it is time here for the mid-game analysis in terms of damage. Fredbrik's hit kills-wise is also hit here. Alastor has been struggling a bit there. Not really sort of the best starts there, but again, he's sort of playing for the call-in strategy, so I mean, he's been limiting himself a bit there until he sort of realised, all right, he can't, you know, so he has to sort of push it. Plus, of course, a conscript-heavy strategy will result in more losses overall. The Stormtroopers there, for example, also being a nice sort of additional counter. Mortar, Ostman, all they're sort of working towards that. In terms of army value, they're close to each other, though. Again, there's been sort of a few points there where Fredbrik sort of been far ahead of his opponent. Resource float-wise, close to each other. Points held. I mean, again, Fredbrik sort of, but again, Alastor has had his moments. But again, he's sort of, again, trying to sort of set up there for the M4C Sherman call-in. So again, it's all sort of being delayed there. I mean, he could easily try and call in more light vehicles, SU-6, to try and pressure Fredbrik here and now. But again, it's not quite happening. So sort of trying to deal with the opponent with a lot, you know, increasingly, you know, elite infantry, plus now Flak Panzer using just the conscript. So, I mean, he's going to run into some issues in a sense, though. Also, he's a bit too, I think, focused around here, not sort of trying to push through more seriously here, maybe flanking through there. I mean, taking a longer path through here and sort of get behind him. I mean, there's many paths here. Alastor could try versus Fredbrik, but he's a bit more sort of direct on, and in that card, again, Fredbrik has managed to, you know, set up a stalwart defense to sort of bled out Alastor a few times. So that's a little thing there to keep in mind. But I mean, Alastor needs to sort of try and flank maneuver. He needs to rely on the sort of the speed of his conscripts and the maneuverability versus Fredbrik, you know, instead of just trying to attack him head on. Because right now, Fredbrik's got, I think, a pretty solid hold there on the centre of the map. Flak Panzer, Grenadier, Stormtroopers, and of course, the ever-handy Granadenwerfer on the right side. So again, trying to play around that, trying to cut him off, bleed out Fredbrik resource-wise, and that way, you know, once Fredbrik moves out to deal with all these threats around here, he then starts to tend to occupy, of course, begin setting up defences, because there's one thing that Alastor's lacked whenever he had the advantage, which is, well, mines. So that's going to be a bit of a tricky thing if you can sort of pull through that. For Fredbrik, I mean, armour, good. Maybe some more Stormtroopers, some more assault rifles, or just Panzer Grenadiers. And again, a part of me would like to see a half-track out there to again reinforce his troops to the front line, but also quickly frame them about there, helping you sort of counter some of the more greater mobility of the Russian infantry, if you can sort of pull that one off decently there versus Alastor. But beyond that, not so much else there. Just, I suppose, don't go tier 4, just stick to tier 3, and I think Fredbrik will be reasonably safe. Of course, the challenge is going to be the M4C Sherman, in which case Stugs will be a pretty good choice with a high rate of fire. So let's return to the fight here. Going to do this under fire from the T-70. Almost got the T-70 there. Bad news, self-repair. Ostman moving up. Oh dear, field gun setting up. Their conscripts moving up as well there. Good hit. Anti-tank grenade off. Ostman there could take heavy damage. Close to half health here. Another hit there. Another hit. Almost got the Grenadiers falling back here. And we got more Stormtroopers out here for Fredbrik. Oh, it looks like a misclick. I was trying to call it somewhere else. Either way, haven't quite hit. Instead, they arrived from off map, off the side, instead of infiltrating in. And gunners are being hammered by the heavy machine gun here. Veterans who won 2 kills. Ostman makes it out of there, but that was a bit close there for Fredbrik. As for Alastor, he's getting closer there to the M4C Sherman. Up here, conscripts versus pioneers. Oh, he actually falls back there. He would have popped a Molotov on the cover there. Very well. Troops there reinforcing, healing. Got more engineers on the way there for Alastor to help repair his vehicles. He's saying they're good to go again. And here's Stormtroopers pushing back the MD-42 crew. Dispatch them with all haste and alacrity. And ever closer to Veteran D2. But they basically get an accuracy bonus, making them that much more lethal at all ranges. T-70 sets out there. Quickly sneaking about there. Also got breakthrough there unlocked. Very handy ability if you know how to use it. Fredbrik can soon go for the Panther 4 as well. As for stormtroopers, there technically weren't any sort of real stormtroopers in the German army. They had storm groups, so for example, some storm companies and the likes there, sort of in, as the war went on, more and more sort of storm units that way. But otherwise, the thing to keep out about the sort of regular German infantry was all organised along the lines of the old stormtroopers of World War I. Basically, German infantry ran along the concept of the stormtroopers of World War I. So that's a little fun fact there. So technically, you could all call them stormtroopers to a degree, though obviously not quite so much. But you'd also just have, for example, storm companies formed up, for example, of NCO schools, like late war as well. Because they sort of got under threat there from the Allies at the front lines. Done that, they got you. I mean, you could say a lot about stormtroopers there, that way. Grenadiers versus conscripts up there. Panther 4 halfway done. Alastor getting closer to the M4C Sherman. Will he upgrade the other stormtroopers with the assault rifles? Will be Panzerschrecks here. T-70 firing in there. Grenadiers almost under getting hit there by the Ostwind. Comes trying to flank him, but of course got the Ostwind covering up the flank there. Machine gun as well here. Molotov there and the Grenadiers catching out in the open there. T-70 field gun moving up. Duke coming up here. Molotov on the conscripts almost wiping them out. They need to retreat. Ah, scheisse. Wiped out there. Ostwind there firing in there. 9 kills. Anti-tank grenade goes off. Doesn't really do much. Overall doesn't really manage much there. Setting up the MD-42 again there. I guess that was a mistake there by Alastor. Maybe an auto setup. Although he's only making it easy there for the Ostwind tank to have a chance of wiping it out there. We're getting very closer to the M4C Sherman in the west here. We got conscripts versus Grenadiers. Moving up to deal with them. Going for the centre victory point, and there we go. First M4C Sherman up there for Alastor. The M-Chop, usually handed out to the more elite guards, mechanised corps, where they would usually replace the T-3045s. The crews, I think, also generally like them because, well, they're more spacious, and also a lot more, you know, on their more trying to keep the crew alive side. But the Russians relieved roughly about 4,000 Sherman tanks, 2,000 with the 75mm gun, and 2,000 with the 76mm gun. Panther 4 moving up here, takes hit from the field gun. T-70 close to being knocked out by the Panther 4. Need to pop something. There we go. Panther 4 there, close to being knocked out. Down to half health here. Sherman missed though. However, failed to penetrate. Panther 4 gets up. We got the Ostwind here versus the Sherman. 50 cal machine gun almost done there for the Sherman. The M4C. Victory point there secured. So now Fredbrik's got a bit more of a threat there to deal with now. And of course, Alastor wants to be able to call up another one as soon as possible. Plus, he's managed to cut off the fuel there for Fredbrik, and Fredbrik is yet to recollect that. Victory points wise, also while we got a huge lead there, to a sizable lead to Alastor. Grenadiers on the fire there from the Sherman. 50 caliber fire, action machine gun fire, of course, the main gun all blasting away there. Thing to keep in mind about the M4C Sherman is it costs a bit more than the Panzer 4, but doesn't require building, and it also has, well, higher rate of fire, better penetration, and, well, less of an accuracy penalty on the move. Panzer 4, on the other hand, is slightly better frontal armour. But it actually has almost the same rate of fire as the Stu G, by the way, which means the veteran of 3 M4C Sherman actually has a very high rate of fire. And for a medium tank, it's probably one of the fastest shooting in the game. Which means it can very easily take on German medium armour. But also be a threat to German infantry if you're not careful. But he can soon call up another one, and in which case he can sort of really engage. Then in this case, we can see Fredbrik's call up a Pack 40 to deal with it. Alastor's quickly getting map control here versus his opponent, trying to flank him against the mortar. Grenadiers getting close with the Panther Faust. Pack 40 shooters will need to pull back the M-Char there for repairs. Of course, he's got conscript repair kits. Problem is, he's actually lost a few conscript squads there. At this point, though, going for the Grenadiers there. Stormtroopers as well here, fighting from the edge of the cemetery. Suppressed here with the MD-42. Position in the horse there. Oh! No engine is wiped. Another Sherman there for Alastor. Need to repair the Sherman though. Need to get it fixed there, Alastor. Retreat the conscripts. Pull back the Sherman. Pull it back. T-70 moving about a bit here as well. Sherman there needs to get moving towards the front line. Again, needs to pull back the other Sherman there. Almost got the Ostwind there, though. Almost got it. And Ostwind is down. Fredbrik's just down to single Panther 4 here. What's he going to do? Panther 4 there takes a bit from the field gun. He pops breakthrough. He's only got a single tank and he's going breakthrough with it. Wow. going straight here for the cut-off point. Cutting it off there first. Sherman looks like he's reacting, but he's using the house, and again the sheer speed of breakthrough to flank behind the Emcher with it. Wow, that's some pretty impressive play. They're using a single tank and breakthrough. Good hit there on the Panther Horse. Shot bounces. Panther 4 misses the M4. Sherman has to pull back there. Pack 40 arriving here from the sub and under 5 MD4. And he gets the Sherman there. He gets the low health Sherman. Other Sherman moving in there. Some very sharp maneuvering there. Plus it actually forces the opponent to pay attention, which allowed him to sneak up the Pack 40 there. Some very good sleight of hand as well. Fredbrik is a Panzer magician. And there you go. Then takes advantage of the speed again to then blitz right past it all again. Sheer mobility there by Fredbrik and some excellent use of breakthrough. Excellent use. Panzer 4 though is almost knocked out here, but he does not pursue. He breaks off instead, looking to get some other units here. Wow. That was some sharp movement there with this Panzer 4 on the breakthrough. I think that's actually the only other time I've seen someone use breakthrough besides me. At least in quite some time. I mean, it's a really great ability. It's just so utterly neglected. I mean, it's also expensive. I mean, 50 fuel, but as you can see there, it lasts some time, and you know, it can actually do a lot for you if you handle it correctly. So I mean, thumbs up there to Fredbrik. There is a reason encirclement is one of my favourite doctrines, and breakthrough is very much one of the reasons for it. The other one, the stormtroopers sprint and well, actually also close to the park. It's just the overall doctrine that really sort of favours my playstyle. Grenadiers are close to being wiped out here by the Grenadiers on the light machine gun. Alastor's actually suffered quite heavily doing all of this. Again, the Panzer 4 ended up not just again serving as an offensive element, but also just such a huge, I should call it, distraction bait. Basically just drew all of Alastor's attention simply because he was sitting about there behind his lines, which then allowed Fredbrik just to push forward with the rest of his forces there as well. So I mean, really, that was just an absolutely amazing use of breakthrough, and has just given Alastor so much harm there. Grabbing some more fuel there, so you can soon call up another Sherman. Stug on the way there for Fredbrik. Sturmgeschütz. Veteran 2 on the field gun now. Increased rate of fire, that is always good. And increased accuracy never hurts either. Storm's just brought this thing about. No upgrades for them. He seems pretty happy without that. Of course, the other ones have now hit Veteran 2, so they're going to be even nastier. Veteran 2 there on the mortar, the Grenadienwerfer. It's under fire there from the Sherman. Shots there flying through the side of the church.
We have more conscripts at our disposal.
Douche cut field gun moving out. More conscripts there for Alastor. I mean, he could try and call in a half-track group, or say go for a special rifle command and begin calling in some penal troops. I mean, that could sort of help offset things this late into the game. Pioneers are getting shredded here. Sherman firing away. Need to fall back a bit, and there you go. Pinning down some units here. Vetsy 2 closing in on Veteran 3 actually. There you go. Panther 4 to the rescue. And of course the Grenadienwerfer. That needs to get out of there before the house collapses. Woo. Almost got a wipe there. Halfway to it from the seat on the mortar crew. Alastor's a bit on the back foot again until he can bring up another Sherman here. To launch another armoured assault here, though of course things are going to be harder now. With an increased large amount of tier of anti-tank and armour overall there for Fredbrik. Pack 40, Veterans 1, Stug, Panther 4. And in theory again he could throw in a Panther again with Stormtroopers. There you go, another Sherman there for Alastor.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
They're taking a minor loss from the Sherman. Stug moving in. They might want to keep it supported by infantry, also to make sure it can take full use of its range. There you go, Sherman engage the Stug, penetrating hit there. Stug rolls back. There you go. Sherman's attacking the Grenadiers out in the open there. Conscripts indeed supporting. Field gun also here as well, need to get a bit closer. Stug, Panther 4 hits. Field Panther 4 takes it back there, needs to pull back the Sherman to repair it. Oh dear, close to losing it. Stormtroopers there opening up from behind some. But there goes, Sherman moves over to crush them. But heavy hits there as well. Stormtroopers are close to being annihilated. Can he make it? Run, Steiner, run, and he makes it. pairing up here the armor under close scrutiny of the enemy. Bit risky there. Very risky there for Alastor. There's being suppressed. Panzer 4, Pack 40 moving up their field. Ganitsev up there. He could actually try and bombard here the Pack 40. There you go. Looks like he's aiming for it. Or is it the... No. Oh, good hit. Good hit. Almost got the Pack 40 and they're going to do in one strike there. That would have been well worth the 60 munitions for that barrage. Still, he's pushed back the Pack 40 a bit here again. Half-track would allow him just to reinforce that front line again. A half-track for the Germans tends to be a surprisingly good investment. If you use it correctly. Even if you just use it to reinforce, it can still give you a lot there. But otherwise, I mean, using it offensively as well can give you a bit more of an edge there too. Grabbing points there. Patriots reinforcing. Good to go. Still a victory point lead there for Alastor. Got another Dusk out there. Veteran defeat there. Bad news for anyone caught in this line of fire, or arc of fire. Centre going for the victory point there, but hold here by Grenadiers, and a shot from the Panzer 4. Pin bomb shooting on the way there, of course, goes out one to the Stug up north. His German strikes at the Pioneers there. He's actually splitting up his tanks there, making them easier targets for Fredbrik if he keeps this concentrated. And there you go, the Pioneers actually win. Oh, never mind, Sherman arrives here. Otherwise, they probably could have taken out there because they could just keep maneuvering about there, in particular the sprint. There you go, pushed away.
HMGs are ready to deploy.
Again, he could consider a half-track assault group here. Oh, straight into a telemine. And Fredbrik here senses a nice, vulnerable, easy target. Rotate with Stug, Panzer 4 Grenadiers. So, of course, got a field been hit trying to cover. Problem is, though, most of the arc of fire here is covered by the ruined house. So it doesn't really work out. And there you go, Sherman cooked up here by the Sturmgeschütz and blows up there. Munitions cooked off, or possibly the fuel, who knows. And there you go, Alastor drops out there and game over victory for Fredbrik. A shorter fight here, but I figure with the hour-long match yesterday, I could get away with it. Still, heavy fighting here. Fredbrik actually using encirclement, so rarely utilised. Alastor starting out reasonably well, but I think he sort of tried to fight engagements. He really couldn't win. Tried to attack them head on instead of trying to line the speed and ability of the Russians sort of quickly outmaneuvering, for example. I think he should try to harass more down here again. A sort of funny thing about overall sort of Zamorsky is people tend to sort of forget these 2 points here. Sort of, or these 4 points here generally, and yet they're actually really good to harass against your opponents, in particular because there's such vast open territory. In theory, you could harass, then hide down here, or in fact, you can hide over here, and then sort of sneak back to harass again. And your opponent might not actually ever know. There's some thoughts there as well. But, I mean, had Alastor focused more on that, he could have denied Fredbrik a lot more resource, giving himself perhaps more of a resource advantage versus Fredbrik, and so, you know, tried to attack him from more angles as well. But instead, he sort of tried to sledgehammer his way through, and that didn't quite work out here in particular, since Fredbrik did handle his arsenal reasonably well. Plus, of course, the Stormtroopers, he actually made pretty good use of Stormtroopers, which is, well, quite rare as well, I suppose. So, I mean, overall, well played by Fredbrik, and also really good use of the breakthrough. I think the breakthrough actually gave him a really good chance to, I think, match for the sort of minimised Alastor's arm advantage there, but simply just completely outmaneuvering there for just a brief moment of time, sort of taking advantage of push off for that. So that was really, I think, a sort of well, breakthrough moment for Fredbrik. Never mind, I'll show my way out. Anyways, thank you all for joining in. I hope you had some fun, learned some things, got some ideas from matches, some strategies, some tactics. If you didn't subscribe, like, share, and of course comment on it. This is Imperial Dane signing off, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Cheers.